Over time, I've seen lots of videos praising Terraria for many reasons, like progression, certain weapons, buffs, and a few other aspects, but I wanted to talk about what keeps players coming back. Terraria's infinite replayability. Let's look at the game Starbound. Now, I personally really like Starbound. It has some really fun weapons with awesome abilities and fully randomized planets with unique items based on what type of planet it is. But Starbound has little to no replayability. The story is good, but even with tons of randomization, going through the gameplay loop so many times is often tiring, and once you beat the game once, you've pretty much done it all. While you probably skipped some small quests and only used a handful of the many weapons, there really isn't a whole lot to offer when playing again. On the other hand, Terraria is the complete opposite. While it does have a decently linear progression with only a slight amount of flexibility, there are tons of elements that can make each playthrough just as engaging as the last. Starting with the creation of characters and worlds, you are presented with many options such as difficulty, seed, and whether you want to torture yourself and play hardcore, or actually have fun. These options are awesome because each difficulty presents new and unique features and items, like certain enemies in Expert and Master mode gaining new abilities. Some of these including Eye of Cthulhu's Dash, skeletons throwing bones, and jellyfish doing, this. But with all that being said, you can also influence the world with secret seeds, some presenting new experiences, and some with a bigger challenge to overcome. But this is only the beginning of what makes Terraria so replayable. Next, I want to discuss one of the first things you should ask yourself when creating a new character. Which class do you want to choose? This isn't a permanent change, and you can always go back and switch things up in the future, but it'll give you some guidelines for what progression you want to follow. For example, you might not even bother mining Meteorite if you're a summoner your first playthrough, but when you use magic in the second, Meteor Armor and the Space Gun can be a game changer. Every class presents a whole new playstyle with plenty of weapons for each that can be used each time. Moving on from classes though, there are tons of different items, events, and bosses that aren't mandatory that you might have skipped the first time. You most likely won't get rare items like the Rod of Discord and all the biome keys your first time around, so playing again might allow you to achieve this. You can also easily skip past events like Blood Moon Fishing, the Frost and Pumpkin Moon, and crossovers like the Olin's Army and Deerclops. All of these present various items that can massively change how your game is played. This leads me to my next point: achievements and personal challenges. Completing Terraria's 100 plus achievements can be a major challenge, forcing you to play in ways that you normally wouldn't, like farming for rare items, crafting difficult items, and most importantly, enduring large grinds like completing 200 fishing quests and purifying your entire world. Personal challenges can also be done. This includes tons of examples, but some from Gungnir, such as only attacking with tools and adding new mechanics like stamina and durability, are really good examples. These can be easily added into your world, as they're as simple as coming up with an idea and pursuing it. While all of this is very vast and can single-handedly yield thousands of hours of gameplay, there is one last thing that really makes the replayability of Terraria truly endless. And that would be modding. Terraria's modding system is a free add-on built into Steam with an infinite library of player-made mods that are downloadable with a single click. Team Mod Loader also includes multiplayer support, where your friends can join you and it will automatically install every mod that you're using for them, so you don't have to make them go through a massive list. As well as this, Terraria has a very loose progression, so mod makers can easily add in bosses at any point in the game, and even expand the progression past the point that vanilla Terraria would normally end. This allows for even more gameplay with a fresh new experience every single time, because mod makers are currently making more mods and updating the current ones. Major content mods such as Calamity, Thorium, and newly Starlight River provide a plethora of new items and bosses that expand the amount of content that is present in your Terraria world. Quality of life mods like Magic Storage, Recipe Browser, and Ore Excavator contribute to your playthroughs, often to compensate for how much content is being added from other large mods. A more minor but very common type of mod to see on YouTube: randomizers. Terraria randomizers randomize the loot that is found from containers, enemies, bosses, crafting, block mining, and way more. These mods can provide things like races for beating the game, speedruns, and personal challenges like I mentioned before. While these are the three major categories of Terraria mods, there are also many others out there that are very popular and very high quality, so go and try some out for yourself. But anyways, that is just about it for this video, so please subscribe and I will see you all later.